Hello there. Today I want to talk about my theory on who Toby is. Yeah, Toby, the guy with the mask who stole the Rinnegan and stuff. Him. Yeah. Um. So, firstly, what I want to say is there's usually, with regards to Toby, there's three main concepts or three main ideas. And these three concepts are that um Toby is either Obito Uchiha, Izuna Uchiha, or Shisui Uchiha. Now, each of these claims can be backed up via a couple of ideas or different explanations. But then my theory basically gets rid of all these what do you call them, ideas and explanations. I basically clear it out. I'm gonna tell you now who I think Toby is, and for that to happen, kind of like the touch thing, I gotta give you background info on the Uchiha. Not much, but what's relevant. Anyways, firstly, we know that Uchiha was planning to have a coup, like planning to overtake the village. Because of the Senju and how they were basically hogging Konoha and the power. Now, during this time, like during the second Hokage's time, there was beginning to there was a feeling that was beginning to emerge, which was animosity to the Senju, and kind of what the second Hokage did, he kind of gave him power. He kind of gave him, oh yeah, you guys be the police force and shit. Yeah, and GTFO, we're gonna like send you. Are gonna we'll kind of how you just be the police. And basically, afterwards, there was a group, members of the Uchiha who wanted to revolt, even though before they kind of dogged Madara Uchiha for his ideas against the whole peace thing. Anyways, what happened is that we got to think about these. Who were these guys? These guys were, according to the chapter, or chapter 399, page 14, we see an image of this man. Now we see three men. The closest one, who looks like the closest one to Toby, his name is Setsuna Uchiha. Now this man had funny, ironically, Toby's actually talking about him to Sasuke. Um, yeah, I know. What we need to do, there's an instrument, like many things are instrumental to actually let us know who um to prove Toby is actually Setsuna, and I will explain them for you. Firstly, you got to know that Setsuna lived during the Second Hokage's time, meaning that he would be aged closer to Danzo's age currently. Now that explains the wrinkles on his face when he takes off his mask to Sasuke, don't you think? And also, if he's closer to Danzo's age, not about Danzo, but then the hairstyle. Also, judging by the hairstyle, you could say that Setsuna and Toby, they look quite the same, similar, in fact. Now, studying the information Toby gave us, we could say that Setsuna had ideals that were closer to the real Madara Uchiha's, as because he was pissed off at the Senju. And you could say that the real Madara Uchiha isn't dead yet because Nagato isn't probably born, like during the Second Hokage's time. And one reason I'm citing this is that I believe the real Madara Uchiha was alive when he basically controlled the fourth Mizukage, and I also believe that when he met Itachi, he was actually alive. That was the real Madara Uchiha. But at the first meeting, kind of like make Itachi believe I am the real Madara Uchiha, then cut my hair, then I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm still the real Madara Uchiha, dog. And then, so what would happen is that Itachi would be fooled, Madara would be dead, Setsuna or Toby, I should refer to him as Setsuna, but yeah, Setsuna would act like Madara Uchiha, well, Tobi. Anyways, he would act like Madara Uchiha for the better part of the series. Now, an interesting thought is that how would these two come across? Now, let's just say Madara Uchiha found out about the planning of revolt, the planning revolt. So, so he went to Setsuna and told him of his plan. His plan to become complete. He was like to Setsuna, "Oh yeah, this really will not give us control of just the Senju. It's a wider scope. It'll give us control of the whole world." Yes. So basically, he substitutes himself he substitutes himself for Setsuna, and as Setsuna becomes the real Madara Uchiha, he becomes basically Setsuna becomes Madara Uchiha, and he learns. What would happen is that Madara Uchiha would basically give him some techniques. And a prime example of this would be the regeneration technique that Tobi currently possesses. He gets hurt, like against the Second Hokage, where he got Rasengan like a dog, and basically nothing happens to him. He basically has some white shit coming out of his hand, or where he gets hit, and then his hand regenerates. Like, let's say Zetsu. So let's say he gives him access to Shoda's the first Hokage's DNA, which the real Madara Uchiha stole at the Valley of the End. That's one thing that could basically push the idea that Setsuna is Tobi, but then there's many more. I've got a couple more I'm gonna explain. Now,